Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday, June the 3rd, 2025, and we are back for another episode of Bricks and Beyond, a creator showcase series. For those of you that may be here for the very first time, Bricks and Beyond is a showcase series that highlights members of the LEGO community. Each episode gives you a personalized look into the person behind the account. Today's guest is joining me from the Lone Star State. She is a Lego collector, a mock builder, a big fan of professional wrestling, and a two-time Lego Masters winner. Without further ado, let me get the one and only Krystle Starr in here. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And thanks for having me before you even answer. So how are you?
Well, I first of all, I'm honored because I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of people tell me they're like, "We see your face too much. You must be so busy." But then I met you, and your schedule blows my schedule out of the water. So you taking time to make time for me, truly appreciate it. So,
Oh, thank you.
um, yes. So it is Tuesday. You know how Tuesdays go. Sometimes I think they're worse than Mondays, um, but that's just me.
Yeah,
So.
I love Mondays. Monday is like my recovery
Nope.
day or my fly
Okay.
home day.
Oh, true. Okay. So it's kind of like an extended weekend for you, essentially.
It's not an extended, it's my when my weekend starts.
But that's when yours starts.
Yeah,
Oh,
I work
true. Okay.
I work most
Okay. I
weekends. So
see. So then you're typically
I'm typically
what? So,
passed out on Monday or Tuesday.
well, that's okay. I mean, you do a lot. I mean, how often would you say you travel? Like it seems like you're traveling a lot.
It depends. So this summer, Michelle and I are crazy
Okay.
booked. I will be working the next 10 weekends in a row.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right.
Actually, one of those is vacation. The rest of those are.
Okay. Well, sometimes vacation can even be work because you're spending all the time worrying about coming back to do other things.
Well, and I got really lucky. So Lilac City Comic Con
Mhm.
in Washington,
Okay.
in Spokane, they're flying me out, and my
Oh,
family
nice.
lives there. So I
Oh,
I
nice.
just
Okay.
need an extra weekend,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go to the lake house with my family. So
Oh,
woohoo!
that'll be nice. Good. Good for you. That's I
Yeah.
that part of the country. Well, I mean, there's probably several parts of the country like that, but anytime I think of that part of the country, I think of like calm and peaceful getaways.
Yes.
So, good.
Yeah.
Good. I hope you get to enjoy that. So,
Thank you.
um, So as I mentioned, you're down in Texas. So one of my dream places to visit. I've only visited the Dallas airport. Got to see Jerry's World overhead. Um, what's it like? What's it like living down in Texas?
Right now, it's an interesting time for sure. Hello from Dublin. What's up, you guys? I saw Dublin in chat.
Oh yes, yes.
Um,
Hello.
yeah, growing up in Texas, for me was pretty awesome. I grew up in Dallas for the most part,
Did
and
you? Okay.
then I moved to San Antonio. Well, like it's called Bernie, Texas. It's like a fancier place outside of San Antonio.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
And I think I told you on the phone earlier, did the rodeo in like high school, first year of college, did the 4-H club.
Okay.
So
Yep.
we had we lived on the ranch.
Okay.
We had cows. I had raccoons. I've
Oh,
had
interesting.
two pet raccoons, Bonnie
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
Boone.
Oh
Yeah.
nice.
So, and
So
we had horses.
now, I'm sure. Have you seen the show Yellowstone?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
almost worked on
Oh,
Yellowstone.
did you really?
So I work in the VFX department for a lot of stuff,
Okay.
and Yellowstone would have been an amazing opportunity. I had my own trailer and everything.
Oh wow.
We actually would have started in Fort Worth, and then we would have gone up to Montana, I believe is where it
Okay.
was. But sadly, that was when I was dealing with my brain tumor stuff.
Okay.
And at that time, I was going into the doctor about 3 to 4 times a week just
Oh
to,
wow.
yeah, I was getting like electric shock therapy done on my
Oh wow.
face.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so I didn't want to lose my muscle.
Fair.
like any of my muscle
Yeah.
functionality.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
turned Yellowstone down, which still kind of haunts me a little bit, but
You
you
mean
know,
they weren't accommodating and nothing against them. I know
probably.
it's TV biz, but couldn't you use that as like a valid excuse to say, "Can I come back at a later point?"
So that is not how that industry
I
works
didn't think
at
so.
all.
Okay, didn't think so. Bummer. Okay, I don't know. I just I thought maybe I get it. That's showbiz as they say, right?
Yeah, yeah. Once you get replaced, it's really hard to kind of like jump back in
Yeah.
there.
I
Um,
know it.
So I haven't even really tried to jump back in
Okay.
there, mainly just because like after my brain surgery, it hadn't even been a full year of recovery when Lego Masters asked me to come back for the holiday special. They originally asked me for
Really?
the
Okay.
season one holiday
Okay.
special, but I was like, no, I've got brain surgery
Sure.
to do.
Yep.
Um, and I told them no, probably not for the second one because, I was told I would never smile again.
Oh wow.
And so I wasn't really sure where my smile would land.
Sure.
And, but I'm really glad that they kind of, I was really nervous. I told them that like I wasn't good enough to be on TV again. And they had the casting people call me and do a video chat. And they
Sure.
were like, you're silly. Like your smile is great. Like, let's come on down.
Yeah.
So.
You yeah, news to me. So I actually I was looking in the some of the things you had posted, and I didn't even realize that as well. So yeah, I mean, just somebody that didn't know you, yeah, nobody would know. So
I love that. I love that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chad.
well, so also speaking about your smile, you must be smiling because Texas, I hear has some nice weather. And I'm up in Pennsylvania,
Oh,
by nice weather, I would say probably better than Pennsylvania's weather, right?
okay, that's fair. I always compare weather to like Los Angeles. And for me, one of my best friends always calls and lets me know the weather in Venice. And I'm just like, cool.
That see, they don't count to me for
They
weather.
don't count.
We just
Yeah.
like chop them off for weather purposes. Well, so you guys you've been getting snow. I know maybe not in the area where you are, but you've been getting snow
No,
more
we get it.
recent. Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that something that you remember growing up? Was there snow?
No,
Okay.
no. And in fact, a lot of our plants that used to come back yearly are no longer, they like a lot of them are not, oh my God, I'm getting it mixed up.
Yeah,
Perennials. Okay.
I
Someone
know. Annuals,
someone correct me.
perennials, I forget to. One of the two.
Yeah. So the ones that come back yearly are no longer categorized like that. So I've had
Okay.
lantanas in my backyard for a decade, and they die. So and it's
Okay.
really hard on gardeners, especially like the last couple of years, kind of since COVID.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I have spent an arm and a leg trying to keep my garden afloat. Gardening is a huge thing for me. I love
Yeah.
gardening.
Yeah.
I love the Lego botanical
Oh
sets.
yeah.
Like, oh my God,
They
I
don't
love
die.
them.
That's the good part.
I know. I have some in my backyard.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I've seen a couple of the stories that you've posted, and I was assuming that was your backyard. So the big pool area and all the plants, that's your little slice of paradise.
that is my tiki oasis for sure. Yeah, I've got a tiki bar, and then last year I built a Pirates Cove because I'm a
Ooh, okay.
huge Pirates fan. That's my favorite like theme
Okay.
with Lego
Yep.
Pirates, and like the Lego Islanders.
Sure.
All of that is my jammy jam, which is sad because like a lot of the Islanders sets were kind of out before my
Okay.
time. So that's something that I am like
Oh,
recollecting,
uh,
and yeah.
is there a lot? Like, how much is there to collect of that?
So I personally don't have a list because otherwise I'll fixate on it. Like I know me. I have a very like
Sounds familiar.
obsessive. Yeah, I have an obsessive personality. So when I honestly don't even know, but when I go to places like Lego
Sure.
conventions or bricks and minifigs, I'm constantly looking to be like, do I have it? And if I don't have it, then I buy it
Okay.
if I can afford it.
Well, so do you keep track of what you have to know what you have?
Mm-mm.
So how do you remember what you have and what you don't?
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, because I do that all the time. I'm it's mainly for obviously I know like the big stuff that I have, but like for smaller things, I'm always like, do I have that? And then most of the time I'll get it, and then I come home and I have it. So,
If it's under
um,
$30 and it's an Islander set, I'm buying it.
okay.
Even if I have like three
I'll
of them, like
have to.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it for
Well,
parts.
that's true too. And I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time I'm hearing of Islanders. I have not heard of
How old are
that theme before.
you?
37.
Okay, so it was probably like a little bit before your time too.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. I'm like, let's see. My room is a hot, dirty mess. I'm trying to think.
Well, it's not
Okay.
loved if it's not.
I know. So that's pirates. I don't have any of my Islander stuff. I just redid the Lego room and I'm gonna have to do it again, which is so annoying. But
Well,
yeah, I had a flood and had to like take everything
oh,
out. And
oh God.
I think it's happening again.
Oh no.
So
So is it from something natural?
yes, Texas. So
Okay.
I live in like outside of
Yeah.
Dallas, and the dirt just gets really really dry. So and I just had the foundation fixed. So my winnings from Australia, all of the money I won from Australia went to just get foundation done.
Ooh. Ooh.
Woo, woo, celebrate. Yeah, I got back and people were like, are you gonna get a Lamborghini? You won $100,000. I was like, we won $100,000 in Aussie
Yeah.
bucks. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah. Which is not the
I
same.
forgot
And
about
then we split it,
that.
and then there's a massive
Yeah.
tax on it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. That's why it's funny when you always see like these big lottery winnings. It's like, okay, well that's nice, but let's cut off the taxes, let's cut off this and that, and then it's like, okay, well I'm left with $1. You know, what do we do with it now? So
Yeah, I think it was like 20 something thousand dollars at the end of
yeah,
the
okay.
day. And it cost about, I think
Oof.
18,000, 18 something. So
Yeah.
18 and some change for that. So I got a
Well,
few Lego sets from winning, and that was
well,
it.
look at the bright side. You didn't have to spend any money out of your own pocket per se. It was just
Yeah.
money that you won. So
Could
it could have been worse. So
have been worse.
I always try to spin things, you know.
Yeah, you've got to today
You
or
do.
anytime.
Well, I will. I'll keep my fingers crossed and send some prayers your way that you don't have to go through round two
The
of
Lego
that.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So before we get into some Lego chat, I want to get a couple other questions about you as a person to get people's opportunity to know you a little bit better. So we're gonna rewind and we're gonna start back with when you were a kid. So you already mentioned, so you were born, raised in Texas. Now, have you traveled or lived anywhere else? I shouldn't say travel. Have you lived anywhere else outside of Texas?
So every summer we would stay about 2 to 2.5 months on the islands.
Okay.
And so I basically like I think that's another maybe reason that I love the Islander studs.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
we well, I have a lot of skin damage.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
uh, but yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, we had a villa like right on the sand,
Okay.
and I had my own horse
Oh, nice.
there, so we got to like do horseback riding and stuff like that, and it was just really, really like honestly, as weird and crazy as my childhood was, it was like filled with adventure and like never ever a dull
Sure.
moment.
Yeah.
Like I really don't remember being bored a lot as a
Okay.
kid, like at all.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I think I told you on the phone, I had a duffel bag
Mhm.
that was a hand-me-down from my older cousin. And I recently just found out that, where is it? Where is it? Okay, I'll see if I can show you guys.
Okay.
Um, it's like this giant, so this is the
Oh yeah.
Time Cruiser set,
Yes. 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 Yep.
and it has a bunch of stuff from like all the themes at the time.
Okay.
And I didn't even know what the Time Cruisers like was. Again, I think that was like a little bit before me.
Sure.
And it has like classic space, Islanders, castle,
Oh,
uh,
interesting. Okay.
pirates.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hodgepodge of everything.
Yeah.
And I really think that that might have been what was in this duffel bag,
Okay.
like a broken down Time
Sure.
Cruiser sets, because it had like a little bit of
Okay.
everything. And my one of my favorite pieces in there was the monkey, which I still kind of carry around. I carry a monkey with me like almost everywhere, and an
Oh,
Ewok, and then
oh,
my
nice.
sig pig. Yes, and then whatever other little elements that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always have
yeah.
I always have some kind of Lego on me.
Sure. Yeah,
So
that's okay. So you have me intrigued here. Crazy and adventurous childhood. Give me some highlights of your childhood. What would be some big memories that you have?
so I found out pirates were real when my family we were like, "What's up, Red?" We had rented a yacht for the family.
Okay.
So I am not wealthy. My stepfather was very wealthy,
Okay.
and my sister's father was very wealthy.
Okay.
None of that transferred over to me. So when you hear
Sure.
these stories, don't be like this
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, I was nowhere in the will, and he is like very like
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yep.
but growing up, we were on a yacht, and I remember the cleaning lady or nanny or cook. I think she was one of the crew
Okay.
that was like we had hired with the yacht. And the pirates were coming up to like our boat, and I remember like we had to hide in a closet with her
Wow.
and my mother and my sister.
Interesting.
And I remember like whatever language she was speaking, like she was praying in that language.
Oh wow.
And I remember just being like, she's very scared. My mother was like pretty nervous. My sister was like very irritated. She was younger than me. And I just remember like a lot of yelling going on. And then like kind of like the guys kind of like came and opened the door, and they basically were like, everything's good now. And then that's when I realized, like, that's when I learned about
Wow.
like
Wow.
pirates. And
That's
they don't look like
interesting.
peg legs.
No,
They
no.
don't have like pirate ships. They're in like little speedboats,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they just
Yep.
come with guns and rob you.
Wow.
So
That's traumatizing.
yeah, have a lot of those stories.
Wow. Holy I man, see that's what I was not expecting that. So that would I don't even know how you top that. Do you have anything close to
Yeah,
that?
for sure. For sure. Yeah. I was also kidnapped on the island.
Really?
Not for long. Not for long. It was an attempted kidnap, so nothing like went super far. My stepdad actually saved my life, which was
Wow.
great. So even though financially, like I have nothing to do with him, I do credit him for like, saving my life. I wasn't sold into like,
Yeah.
slavery.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, same island actually. But yeah, it was like we were at like a little festival thing,
Okay.
and basically they got me in a van and started driving off, and I was screaming really loud, and he like the front window was down, and he basically like beat the crap out of the guy driving the car, and
Now,
ripped me out of the van.
how
So
old were
I think
you?
that's probably at that time I had to have been maybe 8 or 9.
Wow.
So
Holy cow.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not
So,
gonna lie. I don't usually give awards out, but I'm gonna give you the award for some intense childhood stories here. I mean, that's
yeah.
well. So
And those are
have,
the ones that we can say online.
now, so just out of curiosity, did you ever go back to that island after two of these issues, or was that the last straw?
um, I'm trying to think. Timelines are interesting. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I remember my mom left him kind of like a little after that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm obviously here for you, so I am going to tell him thank you for saving you because obviously you know that's a big deal. So as you said, to take anything out of the situation, that's what we can take out of it. So I'm glad you're here. So um,
Me too.
because you bring a lot to the table, which we're going to get into. But I'm curious because all the things you do now, I feel like as a kid, there must have been some interests or hobbies that you had that have translated into who you are now. So what would you say some of the biggest hobbies and interests were that you had as a kid?
Um, I love shooting. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I like archery, riflery, you name it. I
Mhm.
love target practice.
Sure.
Um, I don't really know how that translates into Lego Masters, but I love target
Yeah.
practice. And war canoe.
Okay.
So I loved like being on the rowing team for camp. That was great.
Sure.
Um, Horseback riding. And then like that, and then at my dad's house, my dad was like one of the first like computer scientists in Dallas.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
my dad's like an ultra nerd. My father was a Trekkie and my mother was a
Nice.
Jedi. So I
That's
go both
fantastic.
ways.
Yeah. Love it.
um, Yeah, so I just remember at my dad's house, I was the only child over there. My
Okay.
sister, didn't really go over there because she had
Sure.
her own dad. Um, and that's, I think, where the land of Lego kind of really took off for me.
Okay.
And that's where, the only child syndrome, like, I still have like some tendencies of an only child. But I definitely like I would just hours in my room with this set, which I still have today. My room is a hot mess. Brick Slopes is coming soon,
Oh,
so
what is
this is
this?
one of my this is the Pharaoh's
Oh,
Quest,
I've
and this is
seen.
one of
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
favorite sets ever.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
and
I've never seen one built. I've seen parts of it, but never seen one built.
yeah, I love Star Wars as
Okay.
well. So yeah, these are a lot of my
Okay.
dad's.
Oh, and that's neat.
Yeah, so I think just like kind of living in that world and just kind of having to entertain
Yeah.
myself for hours on end
Yep.
really really allowed my creativity to just kind of run wild. Um, and again, like watching sci-fi movies with my dad, like it
Mhm.
just kind of fed that the creativeness, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, so side question here because this is one of my things that I'm on a big kick on is the lack of imagination with kids today. Um,
I've had babies.
well, so you are around a lot of kids, like around all these places that you go. Um, and when you just said like you were able to sit there and occupy yourself and you made up these miraculous things, do you see a difference in kids nowadays? And do you
Oh
think
yeah.
that's because of technology or is that because of
Okay.
something else? Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's technology and the brokenness in families. Like,
Okay.
I came from a broken home, but because I didn't have an iPad like
Yeah.
shoved in my
Yeah.
face,
Yeah.
I also came from like a time where during the summer times, um, like my aunt, like she would just throw us all outside in like 100-degree weather and like lock the door and be like, "You're gone for like 4 hours. There's the hose if you get thirsty," like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you had to just like kind of survive and
Exactly.
fend for yourself.
Exactly.
And we also were like not in the city, so like
Oh,
um,
that's true.
so yeah, we were just kind of like we literally were just like you can run around the
Mhm.
town, like my family knew everyone, so if we got into trouble, like someone would return us
Yeah.
to the house, or tell on us or call the
Yep.
house and be like the kids are doing something stupid over there, like get they're in
Yeah.
trouble, you know.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
but I definitely think that like I just noticed so many parents that are, and I hate saying this, but I feel like they're just so involved with themselves that they don't want to spend time with their
Mm.
kids, so they just throw the
Yep.
iPad there and they're
Yep.
like there.
I know.
And I
I
think
know.
when kids complain today, I think they're just not disciplined. Like
Mm.
I was so
Oh yeah.
disciplined.
Yeah.
Like if I talk back, if I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Like my mom would be like, go pick out the spoon. What spoon would you like to be busted on your
Yeah.
butt? So like I don't know, like I just see such a lack of like respect, and I'm not a mom, so like I can only say so much. Like if I had a kid, maybe I would be like, here's an iPad. Like I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like I wouldn't. I feel like I'd be like, let's go get Lego, or
Yeah.
like let's go on an adventure.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's like one of those double-edged swords. Like you see that they do learn things from from the technology, but my problem is when that's the sole like focus is like I that's like the first thing they go to. Like I'm bored. grab the iPad. Like,
Yeah.
let's start like a trickle down effect, and if nothing else pleases them, then okay, I get it. But if you're
See, like
keeping them
I don't even
active,
think that. Like my
no,
sister is
I get that.
No, my sister has three kids, and they're only allowed 30 minutes of
Yep.
screen time, like
Yep.
TV, iPad, you name it, like
Yep.
cell phones, 30 minutes a day.
Yep.
And, they're like the upper echelon of like America,
Okay.
like they're very, so my sister, like, yes, she's got nannies that like also can help. So
Sure.
like that alleviates a lot of like her mental
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
stress with them. So that's nice. But I'm so proud of her for like really, really
That's good.
sticking to it,
Yep. That's good.
And I do feel like her kids like are not as like they're kids. So of course they still complain and like
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
things and stuff. But I definitely don't think they're like as brain
Yeah.
dead
Yeah.
as some of these other kids that I see. No, I'm so serious. I meet kids and I'm just like,
I,
wow.
yeah. I know.
Wow.
I know.
It's
I,
scary.
well, yeah, I mean, and the reason I ask that is because, I run a couple Lego clubs. And so there will be challenges I do. And the kids just, they sit there and it's like, if you put a thing of instructions in front of them, they're fine. But when you take that away, it's just like they don't know what to do. And because there's no imagination. So I don't know. It's a problem I think needs addressed. I just don't know how we address it, in a mass capacity. So
I can't speak to that. I think the people would just freak out.
yeah,
But I definitely do teach Lego classes as well. A lot of bricks and minifigs.
okay,
And I don't know. And maybe it's the type of kids and type of parents that allow their kids to play with Lego to this extent. But and maybe I'm just really blessed and lucky to have met just some of the coolest
sure,
kids. But when I go to these Lego conventions, a lot of these kids are just so incredibly
that's good.
talented. Like, Michelle and I just did this thing in Colorado where we built the robot
Yeah,
and we had instructions and everything for them. But so many kids were like, yeah, no, thank you. I'm going to build my own robot with these parts. And I was like, okay. And some of their creations were so cool.
oh
I
yeah,
was like, I would
yep,
have never thought to do
sure.
that. Like, this kid made like a scorpion robot
Oh
with the
wow,
parts that we gave them. And I was like, that is seriously
yeah, yeah,
awesome. So,
yeah,
and again, maybe it's because we hang out with like, the Lego parents with the
yeah,
Lego
yeah.
kids. So, we
Well,
get to see
yeah,
some really cool kids.
yeah. That I guess that's the hard part too, because like depending on the situation, like some kids might not actually want to be at some of these clubs. Like that just might be an event that the parents use as an activity. So
Like a
most of
summer
the time,
camp.
yeah, most of the time in a Lego event, I would hope that they're actually interested in being there. So,
Yeah.
um, but so speaking of, we're going to combine two things here. So Lego and another passion of yours that I love because I've loved it since I was a kid. Professional wrestling.
I knew.
The
I was
W
like, it's coming.
the W. Well, I'm going to call it the WWF because that's what I grew up with. So yeah, look at those. That's WrestleMania thing. That's amazing. Evil Dead there too. That looks pretty amazing too. So.
Thanks. Yeah.
Um,
Bruce Campbell signed it last week. So I
oh,
was super excited.
did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
He said, stay
Um,
groovy.
that's awesome. I did you ever watch Impractical Jokers?
No,
Okay, he
I
was on
know.
an episode. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I know. A lot of people have told me.
You gotta watch it then. So.
I know. I have like a list.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, add it to the list. I get it. Um,
Right.
all right. So the wrestling. So where did is this a lifelong passion, or where did that interest come into play?
So originally, it was one of my first boyfriends, and it was kind of like the tail end of the Attitude Era,
Good stuff.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that was like when it was really good. And so I would watch it with him, and it was entertaining, but I was kind of like, meh,
Sure.
like whatever. And then I moved to the ranch
Mhm.
and we had like no internet, no cable TV, no internet. We literally built the ranch, like we poured the slab of
Oh
concrete and
wow.
like built it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we lived in a
All right.
trailer for like
Oh, all
six
right.
months
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
while we were building the house. And so then I guess like honestly, I'm gonna be so real. Like I worked on this video game called Star Trek Adversaries. What's up, Brian? And Star Trek Adversaries was great, and it's where I met my one of my like now best friends.
Okay.
And we're doing another video game called Cardio Quest. We have a
Yes.
Kickstarter out right now. Y'all should check it out. Kickstarter on Cardio Quest on Kickstarter, and that's an amazing game. But with my buddy, he like every time we would hang out, he'd be like, "Let's watch like
Okay.
wrestling documentaries," and
Oh,
so
okay.
I know way too much about like history of
Sure.
wrestling. And then we watched Dark Side of the Ring together. Like he lives in LA, I live in Dallas, so we would like, do like phone
Yeah.
calls
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
watch TV together. Um, and then when Netflix picked up wrestling,
Uh-huh.
their first show was in Los Angeles in January.
Yep.
And so he was like, I really want to do this for my birthday, yada, yada. And I was like, all right, let's
Okay.
go. And so I went and I was like, dude, this is like the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is legit.
Yeah. Yep.
And, because I had like come in and out of it
Sure.
a few times, like in the last like 8 or 9, 8 years, especially with him being one of my best friends. He'd be like, did you catch? And he would like send me the clips, like, like the 10-minute like highlight
Yep.
reels. But I wasn't like super excited to like rush out and watch it
Sure.
every Monday. Um, but January hit and I was just like, dang, John Cena's
Yep.
last year. And then I just got like super into it, like
Okay.
really over the top. I was like watching like, Friday Night SmackDown
The
and
whole
then,
week. Yeah.
Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And then sometimes like if I'm feeling crazy, I'll watch like, the TNA
Okay.
stuff. And like I'm just kind of like, all right, we need to like chill out. It got to where I was like watching 9 hours of wrestling a week and I was like, no. That's too much, man. That's too much. You're gonna go play Cardio Quest right now? Hell yeah, Brian. Hell yeah. Um, but yeah, I just got like super into it, and um, we started watching it, and I started streaming it. And then when they went to Europe, Raw went to
Okay.
Europe for a bit. I kind of like my schedule got really off,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now sadly the next 10 weeks, like I'm just gonna be like kind of flying and going and coming and going, and
Yep.
so Mondays are like really hard for me. So we'll see if I continue to stream Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, like it's really good.
Yeah. I
Like the
agree.
wrestling, the storylines are great right now.
Yep. I agree.
Vince McMahon is out of the picture, which I personally
Yeah.
love because he's super toxic.
Yeah.
Um, and so I just think that like with him gone and Triple H kind of running the helm, I think I honestly like it's great. And if you've seen Idiocracy, I just feel like that's where our politics are going also. Like John Cena for vice president, calling it now. Like y'all
Pause.
laugh, but just wait. Just wait. Calling it here on your
The problem
show.
is though, you'll never see him. So.
Yeah, I know. I know. You'll never see it coming. Um, but yeah, so I really think John Cena is going to be vice president for Jon Stewart, but we'll see.
That'd
We'll
be.
see.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
So
yeah.
the mosaic. Well, I guess is that what? No, we're not gonna call it a mosaic. The
Yeah, you
uh,
can call it mosaic.
mosaic.
Yeah.
I'll call it mosaic. So how did that all come about?
So that came about because I was like, I went to school for fine art,
Yeah.
and like in the video game, I went to school for art and video game
Okay.
stuff, advertising. That's kind of what my background is. And for me personally, like I like doing it this way because
Sure.
I do it a little differently. I don't build it 100% out of Lego. There is wood involved in a lot of my
Oh,
fine art
okay.
pieces,
Okay.
only because I ship them
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
US, and sometimes I'm not even there at the event. And
Okay.
so I don't want to have someone who's never touched Lego before trying to figure out how to like,
Sure.
use the Technic pieces to like line up the
Yep.
pens.
I get it.
So for me, it's actually cheaper also for me because I'm using less Lego, and the wood that I use is actually pretty lightweight. So and it's really flat and compact. So
Okay.
when I ship it out, whoever is buying my art can immediately just take it out and place it wherever.
Nice.
So that's why I do it that way. It's not like a traditional, like pure Lego thing to do. But again, I am not, you do you. Do
Exactly.
Lego however you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've played with the idea of like even painting some of the Lego, but I follow another artist who does that, and like the Lego community is just like, oh my God, you can't do that. But I think using Lego like however you want, like, bro, chill,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's yeah. I know. I know. Yeah. We're same page. Same page.
oh, hey, Heyman.
Oh,
What's
I
up,
love
Rick?
Paul Heyman. Gosh, yeah, yep. So we're because you brought it up when we were talking about wrestling. So this was actually the next thing on my list I want to bring up here. So you've been working on something you've told me for the past 2 years with your good friend out in LA. It's an RPG workout app. So it's called Cardio Quest.
Yeah.
I want to hear this. I want to hear the story. Like, where did this idea come from, and how long did it take? And just give me the whole the
The
rigmarole on it
spiel,
here.
the spiel,
Yes.
yeah. So, my best friend, his name is Josh,
Okay.
and he actually has like a very impressive background. We actually met at Star Trek Vegas,
Oh, nice.
and we were talking like in the lounge area, and I think this is so long ago. Like, I had worked on Logan, and he worked on Logan, and
Okay.
so he actually so I do all the VFX like scans, so all
Oh,
the
nice.
photogrammetry scans
Sure.
for the films, and then it gets sent to Lola Studios out in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Josh worked for Lola, and he worked on that, and we kind of just like
Oh, nice.
clicked. And honestly, we kind of became like best friends like really
Okay.
fast. Like, I never are we best friends?
Yeah.
Like just like really fast.
Yep.
And um I was going out to LA quite a bit for certain things, and he was like, "You can come, hang out.
Sure.
You can come stay with me." At the time, the studio had like basically like this giant penthouse like
Oh,
on
wow.
the water with all these like yachts parked around it. It was really
Okay.
awesome, and I was like, What are you working on now?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the time, he was working on Star Trek Adversaries, which is another game that we did together,
Okay.
and he hired me. I hated my job. Like,
Yeah.
at the time, I was just like not being like appreciated or valued. And he was like, come work for me,
Oh, nice.
And
That's nice.
I was like, don't tempt me. I will. And he was like, go tell your boss you're quitting today. And I was like, all
Okay.
right. So I went and quit that day. I quit my 2 weeks. And then I started working on Star Trek Adversaries with them. And it was
Okay.
amazing. It was totally
Awesome.
rad.
Awesome.
And I loved that game. And but anyways, Josh actually went on to work for
Okay.
Peloton for a little while before like the giant, like he was one of the ones that got like the giant layoffs that happened. I think like
Oh, okay.
about two
Yeah.
years ago when we started Cardio
Yeah.
Class. And but he actually was one of the guys who kind of like helped make Lane
Okay.
Break, which if you have a Peloton or if you've heard of it, it's a really awesome game that Peloton had. But like it just like I feel like they didn't. I wish they had listened to him more because I feel like they could have done so much more with that game.
Sure.
But he did a lot of coding and stuff like that for that
Okay.
game. And then once he got like he was one of the ones that got cut, so he had a good amount of like
Yeah.
severance,
Yeah.
and he was like, I'm gonna make the game that's like my dream game.
Okay.
He loves working out. And he was like, I want to better the world and really do something with my skills that will
Okay.
help not just me, but like everyone.
Sure.
And so going into building Cardio Quest, we knew that we wanted to keep it free for everyone, right? Like, we didn't want you to be able to like unlock all the levels because then like, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't, why would you cheat in like a
Yeah.
game that like you're powering to make your body better,
Mhm.
right? Like, and so we didn't want it to like be able to like buy your way through the game. And we do have battle passes, so
Okay.
you can for $5.99 a month you can get a battle pass, and I recommend it for the first like month or two, just because the battle pass is basically like a cheat sheet, and it tells you like the game is pretty in depth, and it's a lot if
Yeah.
you aren't
Sure.
used to like if you're a World of Warcraft player or Hearthstone player, then it's super easy for you.
Okay.
If that is not your background, like me,
Yeah. Yeah.
it
That's
is kind of
the same.
complicated.
Okay.
And I've worked on the game for 2 years, and I still like the battle pass just because it's like, here, do this, do that, do this,
Oh,
this,
that's
this.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it really kind of breaks it down for you. And so that's what we're working on right now. But for me, my baby
Oh,
is
I didn't
cardio.
know if I was allowed to talk about this. So okay, you brought it
Yeah,
up. Okay.
yeah. We have it on the Kickstarter.
Okay.
So and that's kind of what the
Oh,
Kickstarter
I
is
missed
really.
that one. Okay.
It, if you scroll down to
At the
the
bottom.
bottom,
Gotcha. Okay.
my baby lives at the bottom of our
Ah,
Kickstarter. So I, throughout this whole time building, working with the, well, it's not a team. It's Josh.
Yeah,
Like Josh built everything. Like
sure.
he's like a one man band. And that's another reason why we chose to go with AI art. Cause if we had hired an art team, it would have been like, $300,000
Yeah,
and
sure.
we wouldn't be able to have the game free for everyone. And that's something that was like really, really important to us.
Yeah.
Just because like we want anyone to be able to pick it up and anyone to like get off the couch and get
Which is
moving. Like,
awesome.
yeah,
Yep.
that to us is like the biggest
Yep.
goal is to have it super accessible for everyone. But Cardio Crush is
Yep.
basically very similar to Candy Crush. And because I was like, the whole time we were building Cardio Crush, I was like, our Cardio
Cardio
Quest, I
Quest.
was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot of steps. Like, I'm a simple person,
Yeah.
like when I work out, I want it to be very fast, very easy. So we kind of came up with Cardio Crush, which is like the girly version. It's very pink, it's very bubbly, it's very like
It looks
rainbows, it's
like
like very Lisa Frank.
Candyland.
Yes. It's very fun and it's super simple.
Okay.
So it does the same thing. It like, it logs your workouts. And again, you can, if you have a heart monitor, great, you can kind of level up faster. But if you don't,
Oh,
like
okay.
the motion in your camera, like that tracks all your walks and
Okay.
stuff. So you can
Interesting.
totally just go on a walk and like, log all of that as well.
Okay.
And then you get home and you can just like, zone out on the couch and do your little like Candy Crush games. So I'm really, really, really excited about that one.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So that one to me is like my baby.
Yep.
But Cardio Quest is really badass. And honestly, we have like thousands of users a day right now.
Okay.
So I'm very, very, very happy. The users that we have are super into it. We added the streaks in the
Okay.
game, and we have so many people that are like hitting those streaks daily.
Oh, good.
And I'm just like really shocked at how like amazing our community is.
Okay.
And I'm so proud of the game. But yeah,
You should
that's
be.
definitely something I don't talk about a lot
Yeah.
on like, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, Lego person,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I do other things too.
But see that's why I do these, because people just see like the big picture, and so like people have so much more to offer, and that's why I like doing these, because then you get to share like everything else that you do. So I mean, this is awesome. I checked it out after you shared it to me the other day. I will be downloading it and I will be starting, because I need to lose a few pounds myself. And so like anybody knows, like exercise to some people is just, it's boring.
Yeah.
And so like having something like this is very beneficial. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the Candy Crush one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Cardio
Or
Crush is gonna
Cardio Crush,
crush.
excuse me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cardio Crush.
I think
Um,
that one's gonna be like again, they're two very
yeah,
different
yeah,
target audiences. But I think that in today's fast-paced world, I think that a lot of people, especially if you're like really busy, I feel like the Cardio Crush is gonna like just be like right up your alley.
yeah. So just to confirm, so Cardio Quest, that is on the App Store and Google Play, and
And
now
it's free.
and it's free, which is amazing. That's amazing you guys do that. And then Cardio Crush, that is not out yet, correct? Okay, all right.
No,
Is there?
we're not even to beta on that.
Okay,
And honestly, like the Kickstarter for Cardio Quest, because we talk about Cardio Crush a lot in our Kickstarter. But yeah, I think that is like, we just kind of wanted to see like, what people would, are people interested? And we really did the Kickstarter to kind of just see like if other larger companies would be
okay,
interested in it. But again, it's just the two of us,
yeah,
so we're super tiny,
okay,
and like we don't have a team. We don't have like, we're not some AAA, like, this isn't like a studio
yep,
that made this.
yep,
Yes, we've both worked at studios before, but we are not a studio. Press Forward Games is like basically Josh.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah. So
it's like
it's
it's
a
like a
lot.
one man band, and
Yeah,
then And then I have helped him the last 2 years. Like we talk again, probably like daily.
Okay.
And, he's constantly sending me stuff to like kind of look over, look through, test. So I've probably spent at least, I would say like maybe 4 to 5 hours a week, if not more, more, kind of just, from the ground
Sure.
up. So it's really cool to see the game kind of all come together. And
Oh,
we've
yeah.
added pets. So
Okay.
pets were my idea.
Nice. Okay.
Um, right now, the pets don't die, but I was like, no, I want the pets to die, because if your pet is gonna die, you are gonna get in the gym and work out even harder. Tamagotchis, okay? Like
Yes. I was
this
just.
this was literally my idea. And I was like, yo, when I was
Um,
in school, I was like, I'm one of those kids that like Tamagotchis were banned
yeah. Yep.
because I didn't want to let my pet die.
Yep.
I was gonna feed it and make sure it pooped on time, okay? Like, and that I
That's
told
great.
I told yeah, so we do have pets. They don't die. They run away.
Oh, they run away. Okay.
They run away, but I was like, they need to die.
That is intense. I love it. That era of the nano pets, the Tamagotchis. I mean, it was so fun. I mean, and that was like our technology, but like that taught us responsibility, like taking care of something. And I mean,
Yeah,
maybe we obsessed over it a little bit, but that was our technology. Like,
yeah, yeah. I I got so many of my Tamagotchis taken up by the teachers, dude. Like for real.
any
Yeah.
any chance did you keep any of those?
Probably. So at my dad's house, there's like a time capsule. I have my original Furby. I have all my Polly
Oh, wow.
Pockets.
Okay.
Dude, I have like those, what were they called? Like the pound puppies that
Yeah.
like they were pregnant and like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
like had
Yep.
babies. I have that. I have a lot of my toy. Like I'm a
Yeah, that's
hoarder.
amazing.
I know. Like no one's not. I'm not. I literally have my girlfriend over all day, and like I have to have friends over to help me clean my
Sure.
house, because like I say the goal is to get rid of 4 bags. I don't care what goes in the bags, but 4 things have to leave my house. And my friend Shantae is the worst. She's like, keep that. It's so cool. I'm like, no, dude, you're supposed to tell me to throw everything
Yeah,
away.
she sounds like a wonderful influence. I approve already. So.
She is. She is. She is. She's like, buy it. You need it.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. So again, anybody who missed out or anybody re-listening or re-watching, go check out the Instagram page for My Cardio Quest. There's an Instagram page. You can also check it out, mycardioquest.com, or you can just go straight to the App Store. It is free to download on the App Store or Google Play Store. So I will
Yeah.
be doing that. I will share my progress with you, and
Yeah.
I might
You can
I
join
might take you
my
up on that.
guild.
Oh, well,
So
exactly. Yeah, I
yeah.
joined this one, so now I'll
Hell
join
yeah.
yours.
The bearded builders. That is
I
hard to
know.
say.
I always
I wore that on
butcher it.
Australia.
I always
Yeah, like I
I
got to
always
wear that
butcher
for
it.
the Batman episode.
Oh, nice. See, I haven't. I need to watch the Australia version. I haven't had a chance to yet. So
It's it's amazing. We yeah, all of my best builds are that
yeah.
episode. Thank you, Michelle. Shout
Okay.
out.
All right. I will. I will check that out for sure. Um, all right. I know I don't want to keep you too long tonight. So I have a couple other things I want to ask you. I'm curious. So, um, you said so the big themes for you right now in Lego is Islanders, as far as like sets, like that's one of your favorites. Um, as far as like actual Lego sets, do you find yourself still buying like regular Lego sets, the new ones coming out? Yeah. Okay. So
Well,
what do you have
I'm really broke right now, so I haven't bought any new Lego
okay,
in
fair
like
enough.
a hot minute.
Yep.
But that's also because I have a Lego budget, because I'm an adult
Yep.
and I'm only allowed like 450 to 500 a month. And
Yep.
that sounds like
Okay.
a lot. That sounds like a lot, but I'm a Lego artist,
Yeah.
so a lot of that are like parts. And
Okay.
every month, for the like past couple of months, like I've gone over my budget for like mosaics, and
Sure.
like each one of the mosaics, like if you buy it off of Bricklink, like the Evil Dead one, I think Rad is literally in chat. Rad, how much did we spend? Because Rad in chat is like, thank you. I hate Bricklink. I am way too ADD for the site. Like, okay, I love Bricklink. I love Bricklink. I'm too ADD, and
I
so
get
I will
it.
squirrel on that site for hours and not get anything done. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, there's too many sellers. You have to hit the minimum. So
Yeah.
I literally pay Rad. Rad in chat is amazing. He,
Rad,
I
thank
give him
you.
the parts list. Thank you, Rad. Shout out to Rad. Yeah, Rad, literally, I send him my parts list, and then he goes and finds the cheapest one. He's like a computer. He finds it within like, I
Awesome.
don't even know how he does it so
Awesome.
fast. And so then he just gives me the amount that I owe him, and I pay
That's
Rad. I'm like,
that's fantastic.
bless you, child. But I squirrel, and it will take me like 5 hours to put in an order. Like,
I get it.
and
I
most
get it.
of the
Yeah.
time I don't even put the order in. I get so overwhelmed that I literally just walk away. It's so bad. So
And that's
bad.
when we go to Rad. That's when we tell Rad what
Yes,
we need, and he
yes,
does it. Okay.
yes. Rad is like literally like,
Is he for
thank you,
hire
Rad.
because yeah,
Rad, you hear that? Do you hear that? Your computer skills are
there's
needed.
interest.
Yeah,
There's interest in other
there's
parties.
dude, for real, for
You
real,
know,
for real.
instead of secret shoppers, we could have non-secret Lego Bricklink shopper. I don't know what we could
Brick
call Rad, but we can come up with a name for him. So, um,
superpower. I don't know. It's definitely a
something. Yeah.
superpower. Like, because like Rad is part of my Twitch family. There's a lot of Twitch fam right here on in chat right now, and like we would ask like chat a question, and Rad would be like, boom, and we're just
Done.
like, I haven't even typed it into Google yet. Like, how do you do this? It's crazy.
Nick's offering Bricklink services too. Okay, well, I guess I have a 1-2 punch here for who I can refer to for Bricklink. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
um, so as far as like the current Lego landscape, what are you enjoying as far as like sets come out? Like what themes are you
Oh,
enjoying?
the botanicals for sure.
Yeah,
Like
that's right. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with those. I think they're just so cool, and I love the organic shapes.
Yeah.
I think for me as a kid, like I have some really ugly ones over there, but like I still have like some of my like tree houses that I built when I was a kid because
Oh,
they're just so fun.
oh wow.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
and for me, like getting organic shapes was always like really hard, especially
Yeah.
with like the Lego that we grew up with. Like they did not have all those fancy, like cool pieces.
Yeah. No.
A lot of our stuff was like square.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, yeah. So, I had to use like plates to kind of like, layer and just, so yeah, I think anything like tree houses or I love the castle stuff, but I don't have enough space or enough money in my wallet to get like the big sets. So I have to be
Yeah.
like really choosy with the massive sets just because
Sure.
of space
Yeah, I get it.
um, and finances.
Awesome.
But lately, I've just been buying like a lot of bulk stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's like the hunter gatherer, like ancestral part of my brain, but when I get a bulk buy, I'm just like, and I like love it's treasure hunting and I'm all about it. Like the colors are super stimulating, like it feeds like my autism, my ADD, and I'm just like,
That's yeah.
and I
I
love
feel
I
you.
love that.
I feel you. How amazing is it too? Like when you just buy a random bulk, like maybe something on marketplace, and people are just like, it's just bulk, and then you're going through it because I just did this. I pulled out pieces from Joker's Manor, and I'm just like, I know this set. Like this is an expensive set, and I'm going through it, and I almost have the complete set. But like, how rewarding of a feeling is that? Like when you can go through
So
that and you
I
find
don't
stuff.
I haven't got one of those in a really long
Okay.
time, mainly because I live in Dallas and Dallas is like oversaturated with Lego
Mm,
people. And we have, I
okay.
think, the highest number of Lego reseller stores like
Oh
in the
wow.
nation, or like
Okay.
they're all like within right here. So a lot of those, I want to call them turd nuggets, but I love them all and I know them all. So they're not even turd nuggets. They're just like, they just swoop in and get the good stuff. So
Yeah.
like any really good stuff gets taken like immediately, and
Okay.
I don't look at it often just because of like, again, finances and like hoarding issues.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
like, but I did buy Michelle and I like 3 giant tubs. I won't say from which company, but it was like the dirtiest bulk ever, and they had already
Yep.
come through and taken all the good stuff out.
Oh,
And
come
so not
on.
only was it like really dirty, it was just like,
Oh,
so
oh,
that was like so sad. It was so sad. And then the bulk I bought before this, same thing. This kid went to college and he was like a massive collector. And I want to say I spent like $800 and bought his entire,
okay.
like all of his bulk, but no, not a single minifigure in there.
Oh, come
And,
on.
and, and they weren't like super dirty, but like all the good stuff was like taken.
Yep.
So I haven't had like a fun bulk in a long time. I need one. I need like a good bulk. But yeah, I'll put an ad out on Facebook Marketplace and be like, I would love a treasure bulk. Please just you let me know where you are.
You know what? I tell you what. Are you ever up in Pennsylvania?
Oh my God. Is that next to New Jersey?
Yeah, yeah. So next. So we're Ohio, Pennsylvania, and then I guess New Jersey. Yeah, like right
So
sandwiched in
Michelle
between.
and I, September 6th and 7th, are going to be in Pennsylvania for the Mushroom Festival, wherever
Interesting. Okay.
that is.
Hold on.
And
Let me research that. Mushroom Festival?
yes, not that kind of
No, I
mushroom, just the regular kind. Yeah,
wasn't even going there, but yes.
yeah. Everyone I've told so far has been like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, no,
Uh,
no."
that's fine.
But
Okay,
but
so oh wow, this is a big one. 40th annual Mushroom Festival too. So okay.
yeah, yeah,
It says it's in Kennett Square.
yes, that one.
Um, I'm gonna say that's out near Philadelphia, maybe. Uh,
Okay.
yes. Okay, it's like right up by yeah, near Philly. So, well, if you are swinging up some way to find your way through Pittsburgh or close to Pittsburgh, I have a bunch of bulk containers. I would be happy to hide a treasure in one and send you a bulk container home. So let me know. I'm around in September. Be more than happy to do that. So you have something good. So
We are flying, but maybe.
well,
Uh,
you
I
you could fly
know,
from
I know.
Philly. You could fly from Philly to Pittsburgh and then Pittsburgh to back home. So
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
I can give you
Makes sense.
a small one, a very small, or just put it
I
on the
love that.
plane. It's fine.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah, we were
Oh, that's
actually
great.
we were talking about the festival wanted us to bring our own Lego, and I was like, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So I found the local bricks and
Oh,
minifigs,
nice.
and we
Yep.
are going to go. Yeah, so they are. I talked to the owner Scott, and he was just amazing. And they're going to
Okay.
be. We're buying like they're giving us a huge discount on like a
Okay.
bunch of tubs. So
Nice. Good.
yay!
Good. 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 Yeah. The guys at Bricks and Minifigs. Most of the stores I've come across are really nice people.
Solid,
All
solid.
they're
We
all out for the same
love.
same reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and my favorite bricks and minifigs
Yeah.
is
Shoot.
definitely the one in Colorado.
Okay.
They were absolutely amazing. Centennial bricks and minifigs Centennial.
Okay.
They are just like the coolest guys. Because of them, they basically sponsored us. Like they hired us, and it wound up being the same weekend at Brick Slopes,
Oh. Okay.
Colorado.
Yep.
And they like paid for us to stay an extra day and like
Oh
go to Brick
wow.
Slopes and
Nice.
where I got my awesome shirt.
Yep.
I love Coach and Brian and Nikki, like the Brick Slopes, the entire all the like I cannot stress enough how Brick Slopes is my favorite Lego convention.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they do not pay me to say that. I am
No,
not a sponsored guest.
I
They're just really my friends. I love them so much.
I
Like
you know
they're like best people.
I had Cody on not too long ago, and he was I'm gonna call it passion pressuring me to come out to Utah later this year, and
As
I'm
you
just like,
should. As you should.
I
As you
know, I
should.
know. Stop!
It's
My
the
budget
best
is crying.
convention. I know.
My
Oh,
budget
and
is
that's why
crying.
I know. That's why we're not going to Brick World
Yeah,
this year, which really hurts and sad. It's just it's so expensive. It was like $3,000 for us
yeah.
to go, like each.
See, that's a lot. I'm going.
Yeah.
This is my first Brick World.
Oh,
But since I'm in
it's the best.
Pittsburgh,
It's so good.
well, good,
It's so good. It's
good,
like
because
Disney
I mean
World. It's Disney World.
that's to hear. Okay, I like Disney World.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Yeah, no, I love Disney. It's amazing.
I have the benefit because I can drive because it's not too
Oh yeah.
far. And then I had free hotel points,
Oh,
so I got
oh,
lucky.
fancy pants.
Well,
Yeah, the Marriott.
I'm not in the convention center, so that's not too fancy. But I'm like a
You'll
mile away, so I can
be
walk.
there. You'll
Yeah.
be there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what I
you'll be.
figured too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
because apparently you can
that show
stay
is
like
crazy.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can stay like everybody's there, just like nonstop,
all
pretty
night.
much.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cody and Brian will be up until like 3 or 4. I don't know how their bodies allow them to do that, but yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
why I even booked a hotel. I'm sure there's a chair I could have slept in at the convention center.
Found the shower, you know.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Planet
But you know,
Fitness, right?
oh my God. But while we're talking about Cody and Brian, um, Cody and Brian were like, hold on, my dog is nesting. Here, come here, dog.
Oh,
Cody and Brian were
oh
like,
my
they
gosh.
perfect. They were the ones that like really took me under their
Okay.
wings, and
Okay.
I just like I was really nervous because I got into the Lego scene after Lego Masters. Like I didn't know there was such a cult of Lego. Like I really did not fully understand. And I had a lot of kind of like negative backlash, I guess, with like some of the males in the community at the beginning. And so I was
Sure.
like really nervous. And Brick World is so big. And I was like, I don't know who was mean to me online and who wasn't. And so Cody and Brian were just like, they saw me kind of like wandering around by myself. And they were like, hey, we're going to go do a walkthrough of all the mocks. Like, you want to
Oh,
walk
okay.
with us? And I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. And, then we just like super bonded like really fast, and Jill is like absolutely like a treasure. Jill and Michelle are like our little angels, and
Okay.
we must protect them at all
Yeah.
cost. And yeah, I just like huge shout out to Cody and Brian for like they will forever be like my like you know my
Yeah.
safety spot.
Yeah. Good. Good. I
Yeah.
know. Just talking with Cody, you can tell. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and like you can tell if a person's a good person just like right off the bat, and
Yeah.
I could tell. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why it makes it harder when somebody's like saying, "Hey, I would love for you to come out," and like he's so kind, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can. So,
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
um,
So yeah.
all right. So before we wrap up, I'm just I'm real curious about like when you build your artwork and that how much planning time goes into it, and like how long does it usually take you to make some of these?
It depends on the project.
Okay.
Like, so I don't have it up because it's massive, but I did a massive galaxy, like the Milky Way.
Okay.
So I started making it before the actual set came out.
Okay.
I got inspiration from the set for
Sure.
sure. And I took the set and I took a photo of it on my phone. And what I did was I actually built out the canvas,
Okay.
if you will. It breaks into 6 parts, and that one is like a Technic. That's no wood. Like that's a
Okay.
full, true Lego on Lego. And I knew I wanted to make it light up, so I was like trying to figure out how to do the light kits and stuff. But for that one, I got a piece of chalk, and I drew
Oh, okay.
out where I wanted this, like the planets to kind of be, and so I
Interesting.
chalked it out in the color of the brick that I wanted.
Okay.
And I have an assistant now. Her name is Evelyn, and she's amazing. I'm just too ADD to like do everything myself. Like I need a
I
body
believe.
double,
Yeah.
and it is what it is.
Yep.
My family at first was like, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard," and now they see like how much progress I do, and I'm like, see,
Sure. Yep.
I can
Yep.
function with another
Yep.
person's brain and my brain together. Um, so in the WWE, we did the same thing. That one, we chalked that out.
Okay.
And the other ones, so like the Evil Dead one, I would love to take credit and be like, I just did that freehand. No, I did not. It sucks because like I didn't love just like one online thing, and because I
Mhm.
make them so big, they don't really go that big, so I have to like
Sure.
break it down into parts
Okay.
and then run
Yeah.
it through certain programs. But so it really just depends. Like, I'm about to do like a whole movie poster series,
Oh,
and for
nice.
that, thank you. I'm gonna do 1984 and Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little
Oh,
China is
awesome.
next, and
Okay.
then 1984 is the third one.
Oh, that'll
Um,
be really cool.
I know. Oh, I'm like deciding which cover. For the 1984 one, I can probably chalk that one out because it's just
Okay.
like an eyeball and lettering. So like that one I can probably just do myself.
Yeah.
But like the Big Trouble in Little China, I tried to do that myself. Ugh,
Okay.
it looked
Yeah.
awful. Like nothing was working. And when you mess up in chalk, it sucks because you have to like clean off the board.
Yep.
Yeah. So like it wasn't great. Um, so yeah, it really, really, really just depends. But
Nice.
I kind of wanted to give myself like a break from the mosaics because as much as I love the mosaics, I feel like you can't get like super creative. Like you can,
Yeah.
but like I wanted more freedom and like more. I wanted to like brick build and just kind of like
Sure.
classic stuff.
Yep.
So that's why I originally started doing the Tiki Star Wars Tiki Bar or Tiki Oasis for children.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Um, and I was doing it for Brick Slopes, Utah, because in my head, I was like, I'm just going to drive there this year. That's a
Yeah.
50-hour round trip drive. Like, I did
Ah,
not
piece of cake.
understand. No, not even with Evelyn coming. Absolutely not. I'm so sad because
Oh,
I've got probably like $2,000 or $3,000
oh,
into that mock.
oh, oh,
And
man. Okay.
but I'm taking it to rodeo.
That's what I was gonna say. Are you
So
rodeo? Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Good. Okay.
but it sucks because I built it like the Brick Slopes, Utah. This year's theme is pirates,
Oh, that's
and
right.
so that's why I built it, and I'm
Ah.
so
Ah.
sad.
Well,
So
I mean,
not only
you can take like big 16 by 20 pictures and send them in frames and send them up there,
Bricks
right?
a lot. What's up?
Well,
I know who
I
you are,
mean,
by the way. I see you. I see you. Yeah, I have like bad facial recognition, so sometimes I like it's really hard for me to place people. But I know
oh
who
yeah,
you
you're fine.
are, Bricks a lot, 100%. I see.
He's a good man, good guy, good guy.
Yeah, he is. He is. I feel like
Uh,
there's not really like anyone in the Lego community who's like I can think of like one person in the Lego community that I'm like, ugh. But like everyone else, I'm like, I absolutely love you. I shouldn't have even said that. That's so rude.
You didn't
I'll
name
never
drop.
say who it is.
You didn't name
Oh
drop. So
hell, no, no, no. But yeah, I feel like literally like I was talking to and that person isn't really like a Lego
okay,
person. We'll just say that. They're like,
sure.
yeah, just so
Yeah.
you yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it polite. But I came from like a cosplay convention background. Like I wrote comic books,
Okay.
and I did a lot of work in like that industry.
Okay.
And that was like the first thing I noticed with the Lego community. The Lego community is so welcoming and kind and nice. I think I got a bad into the stick after Lego Masters season 1. I really feel like, and what's crazy is that like I haven't had any negativity probably in like 3 or 4 years.
I'm knocking on
Right?
wood.
Right. But yeah, I feel like, and maybe people were just like really weirded out when the show came out. Maybe people didn't understand. Like I don't know. And it was
Yeah.
COVID. People were on edge.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So I
true.
kind of just, it was what it was. But other than that, like honestly, the Lego community is like so amazing. And I make fun of my trainees, my train guys. Uh, the
Ah, it's
train
okay.
dude.
Hey,
Yeah,
they're good at what they do.
I know. I like to give the train dudes a hard time. But we're friends. We're friends. But I definitely like poking at the train
Oh,
guys.
for sure.
So
Wow. You gotta have some fun too, right?
well, and I feel so bad for them. So at some of the conventions we went to, like you know what the tokens are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I gave out tokens
Okay.
to the train dudes, and they were like, "Oh my God, no one's ever given us tokens." And I was like, "What? What?" And they were like, "Yeah, people will just like see it and then just like walk on by." And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh no!" So
Look at
you
that.
gotta love the train guys.
You
They
broke
don't
the
they don't get enough love.
stigma.
Yeah, You gotta get tokens to train, guys.
Oh gosh.
Trainees need tokens too.
All right, I'm gonna remember that. I'm assuming there's some trains going around the Brick World.
Oh,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Well, I
Yeah.
will remember
And
the train,
slopes,
guys.
because now that you're going to slopes too.
Oh, yeah. See you in Utah. Oh
Hell
gosh,
yeah.
now I got two. Now I got two people on my case here. So okay, we'll see.
I'll get more.
If geez, okay, yep, shutting messages down. That's for sure.
I'll just say this. I'll just say this. At Brick World Chicago, which is amazing, like, but you don't go home with all the swag. Like slopes,
Yeah, yeah,
you're coming home with
yeah.
some swag. All right. Like
That's fair.
slopes is where it's at. All right.
That
Like
is fair.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
And it's just a
I
party all weekend. It's a party.
that's
And you can
okay.
actually see like well, most you can see most of the mocks at
Okay.
slopes. At Brick World
Okay.
Chicago, like even when I really try, I miss stuff because
Sure.
it's too much going on.
I
It's like
get it.
very overstimulated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's I'm wondering how that'll be. Because I've been to a bunch of stuff, Comic Cons and whatnot, but I feel like this is a different level
it
of
is.
stimulation. So
It's a beast. It's a beast. It's a fun
all
beast.
right. All right, last thing, and then I'll let you go. I just want to know. Obviously, you are, as I mentioned, you're two-time Lego Masters champion. So I believe you're the only one you mentioned with two trophies, right?
That I know of. That I
That
know
you know
of.
of. Okay. So do you have both trophies at your house, or do any live anywhere else?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got one
There's
there
that one.
and
Yep.
then one is in that
Okay.
case.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what was just the experience between like the shows, like the Christmas, the regular Australia, like what would you say the biggest difference between them all is?
Oh my God, hair and makeup. Australia didn't have that. It was awful. It was so awful. And I didn't find out until like a day and a half before we left. I ran to my hairdresser and I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do. Um, no, but it was like really scary for me because my brain surgery, I
Okay.
lost
Okay.
so much of my
Okay.
hair. And
Okay.
so for season one, they Lego Masters team, like their hair team,
Yeah.
they kept dyeing my hair every Friday. Well, there was
Yeah.
bleach in that dye. I
Okay.
lost my bangs. So for
Okay.
season one, and I part of me thinks that's why we got eliminated, but whatever.
Oh, jeez.
My bangs were like they fried them off to like here.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
this like hi. Yeah, it was really bad. It was so bad. Um yeah, and like my family called because they didn't know about the show or anything, but like I was posting pictures with like no bangs and they were like,
Yeah.
"Did something happen? Are you sad? You have sad girl bangs." Like when girls get depressed and just like cut off their bangs, like they were like, "What
Your hair
happened?"
got
Um
fired.
yeah, and my hair,
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. We got sent home on our best build, is all I'm
Oh.
gonna say. We should have gotten sent home before. We were not good in season one. I will admit that. I am not ashamed. I cannot build a dragon. The end. But
Oh gosh.
anyways, but all right, so the holiday special, I had also just lost all of this hair because they
Okay.
had to cut some of my hair for the surgery, but then um I didn't know, my hairstylist didn't know. She asked me if I had chemo, which I did not have chemo done.
Okay.
But if you're under anesthesia for like over 10 hours, which I was for the brain surgery,
Oh, wow.
yeah, apparently if you put bleach on that, it falls out. So she bleached me and like
Oh
all of
gosh.
it started falling
Oh,
out. And
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like 2 or 3 days before we were flying out for the holiday special.
Okay.
And Michelle, not my season, not
Yeah,
Michelle
yeah.
Brooks, the one that I went to Australia, but the other Michelle from
Okay.
season three, I think.
Okay. Yep.
Blue haired Michelle.
Yeah, yeah.
They flew her in and she almost filled in for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Or if any of us got COVID,
Yeah.
she was like a backup for COVID, and Krystle's hair probably.
Okay.
But they had to, my hair coloring for that season was actually powder. So they had to powder my hair to do it the different colors. But they really wanted the signature blue and pink for that
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
So I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Sure.
I actually had night terrors
Oh
for
wow.
the
Oh gosh.
holidays
Okay.
because I think because like it was a lot of stress, and I just like after the brain surgery, my sleeping patterns were just like when I'm not at my house I cannot sleep.
Okay.
And I found that out filming Lego Manthers.
Okay.
And so I was running
Lovely.
on maybe an hour of sleep a night,
Okay.
if that, for that entire I think it was two
That's
weeks of
rough.
filming.
Oh gosh, that's
It was
rough.
so rough. It was so rough. And I was so delirious. Sometimes I didn't know like if what was happening was like real or if it
Sure.
was
Yeah.
like, yeah. I had like the scariest night terrors of my life. Like
Oh wow.
someone that worked at the hotel broke into my room and like crawled in my bed and like whispered to me and stuff. Like,
Wow.
and it
Oh
was
yeah.
not
Holy
real.
cow.
But
Yeah.
but it felt real. And then I had like the little
Yeah.
girl from the Ring like stand in the other side of the
Ew.
room and just like freak me out.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
it was so hard. It was so hard. So I think that was the hardest. And when I got to Australia, like it was definitely like because we filmed the Christmas special, and I like my uncle died, then my grandmother died, then we
Oh, I'm
filmed the
sorry to
Christmas special. When
hear.
they called to tell me, they were like, you made it. You're on the Christmas special." And I was like, "Cool." And they were like, "You don't
Yeah.
seem happy." I was like, "I just found out my grandma died." And like I was like, "Oh." And they were just like, "Oh
Yeah.
Jesus." And at my grandma's funeral, which was in July, and I think we filmed like the month after, which was like hard doing the Christmas stuff when it was like 100 degrees outside. But it was holiday, and my grandmother's favorite was Christmas, and for her funeral we sang Christmas songs at her funeral,
Oh
and like
gosh.
and then we had to like sing the Christmas songs like on the holiday special, and I was just like
Yeah.
and I think I was only home for maybe like a month, and then
Okay.
they were like, Australia wants you, and I was
Okay.
like, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to jump through insane hoops, thanks to the
Oh,
Texas government,
I imagine.
to fly to Australia. Like I had to drive to Oklahoma to get a new license. It was insane. Yeah.
Interesting.
The
Okay.
border of Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Interesting.
was just a lot.
Huh.
But I think like as far as like the actual show goes, not the weird stuff with me, but the actual show, the no hair and makeup for Australia sucked.
Okay.
And then the brick pit in Australia is awful.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's not sorted like the
Oh.
US. It's
Oh.
so
Oh.
the US is like every part, then every color.
Oh
So
wow.
there's
Okay.
like, you're going to run and you're going to get exactly what you need. In Australia, it's every part and all the colors are in there. Good luck. And you're just
Oh,
like,
lovely. Yeah. Oh my.
so
Oh.
so much of Australia was like Michelle telling me the parts we need and then me going in and sorting.
Okay.
Like I sorted so much and it was insane. It was insane. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a big difference.
yeah, and there are way less bricks in Australia. Way
Interesting.
less
Okay.
bricks in Australia.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, the brick pit
Uh.
is like infinitely smaller, I think.
Okay.
I don't,
Huh.
I don't know
Interesting. Yeah.
if
I,
it's
I
inside.
was I was very curious about how that was all organized in the U.S. So it's by
Oh,
color
someone
and by
said that
port.
someone in chat said the brick pit in the Grandmaster season got
Okay.
upgraded.
Graded. Okay.
That was a
Cool.
season before me. So
Okay.
that's even crazier.
Interesting. Oh gosh, yeah, interesting. Well, well, so then I guess well, yeah, that's a good comment. There's never enough bricks, never
Oh, I
enough of the right color.
know.
It's just
I know. I know.
first world problems, right? All right,
For real.
Krystle, I know you have a busy schedule, so I don't want to keep you anymore, but seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by
Yeah,
tonight. I really appreciate it.
definitely.
I just want to give a couple
Thank you
more
for having
shout
me.
outs here for you too. Again, Krystle and her friend Josh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They have been in development the past 2 years of a role-playing workout game called My Cardio Quest. You can check that out, mycardioquest.com, or you can also download it for free on the App Store or Google Play Store. And then, real quick, the Kickstarter. can you just give a quick rundown on for Cardio Quest and for your Cardio Crush?
Yeah, so we're doing the Kickstarter right now. I think we have like 15 more days. We're a little over the halfway mark. And it is, yeah, it's really the big reason we're doing the Kickstarter is to basically make more importing and exporting options
Okay.
for everyone's like different like Fitbits and like all the different connections. Like we're really trying to implement as much as we can so everyone can have like a fair chance at playing.
Good.
And also to see like the demand and to see that, if this goes over well, like, can we start Cardio Crush right now, or are we
Okay.
gonna have to wait a little bit longer to start Cardio Quest
Okay.
Crush? There are two games.
Perfect.
There are two
Yeah.
games. Yeah, but hopefully Crush will be, I'll be yelling from the mountaintops when that's in beta. Trust me.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, it's basically for that.
Okay. Great. All right. So yeah, go check. I think you do have that posted on your Instagram, correct? The link. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
yes, I do.
I can you send that to me as
Yeah,
well
of
if you don't mind the links, and I'll
course.
share it on mine as well. So anybody rewatching on YouTube or rewatching this live stream, you can go check out either our profiles, get all that info, and then go download the game. I mean, like I said, exercise can be boring sometimes, so this is a way to make it fun. So, Krystle, I'm not going to promise, but I'm going to hope to maybe see you in Utah. But if not, if your schedule clears up later this year, I'd love to check in with you, see what you've been up to, see how everything's been going.
Yeah, thank you so
Awesome.
much for having me again.
Yes.
So,
Anytime. All right. Well, hey, have a good rest of the week, and hope to see you in September. So or August.
sounds,
So. All
yeah,
right.
yes, yes, yes. Awesome.
All right.
Well, play well, and until next
All
time.
right. See
Bye.
you guys. Bye.